Have you reached your destination in life? Have you done the things that you wanted to do? Not doing those things or not achieving your goal is not a problem. There is an important reason which delays starting and ending the journey on time. It is nothing but hesitation. The author Pudhuvi Murugu's wife gives birth to a child in the US. There's food and water available in the hospital itself, but the author fears that someone might question him and decides not to eat or drink in the hospital. He goes out and buys the things that he needed, but someone from the hospital told him that he could use the things available in the hospital instead of going outside. The author says that he didn't know. Why are the Indians hesitating instead of asking and clarifying? Who is going to question you for that? The Indian culture does not allow us to do things easily. We are hesitant to ask something thinking that the other person might get angry. Can we be open about something? Can we inform and leave if we have some personal work? Can we ask for leave? We are hesitant to even ask what we need, and even when we are not at fault. When hesitation becomes a habit, it affects all aspects of our lives. This book is about that. Why do we hesitate? There is a psychology behind hesitation. The symptoms of hesitation are very different. We will not always be explicit about our hesitation. Sometimes we blame the lack of resources for not doing something. We have to inquire people about it. But we keep on inquiring. Instead of acting on it, we just keep on inquiring because of the hesitation. We wonder whether we will be able to do it. Suppose we had many failures in the past. Our mindset is that we will mess up, and that it won't work out. This will also reflect as a fear. This is one of the symptoms. When there is one failure after another in our lives, our mindset is that we will fail. This is also hesitation. Instead of accepting that we are hesitating, we find reasons to shift the blame. Why do we hesitate? The brain is comprised of different parts for storing emotions and for thinking. When the different parts of the brain react to a change in place or situation, they opt for a fight or flight response. To fight it out or to escape from the situation, the brain has to take this decision. There is a time for transition. When we sense danger, we tend to hesitate. That hesitation helps to assess the situation. What is the right solution? To fight it out or to escape? Or should we just freeze and stand in the same place? To figure out the right solution for a particular situation, a little bit of hesitation is very important. It is very important for our survival. Fear is also an important emotion for us. We are scared when we start something new. There is fear of failure. We are scared of messing up. This fear helps to analyze all possible outcomes of a particular action. Fear is not wrong. Fear helps to analyze all possible outcomes. It helps to figure out various alternatives for a particular situation. What are the possible challenges? Our brain will find out all of this beforehand. So, we can use the fear to assess the situation and take a decision. To use it properly, fear should be at an acceptable level. But when we get too scared because of habit, or when we underestimate ourselves, when we start believing that we can't do it, we will keep assessing the situation without taking a proper decision. Indecision will become our second nature. Psychologically, we have to know what is happening in our brain. Or if you are scared to do something though you want to do it. If you are able to figure out the reason and the psychology behind your fear, from there on you will be able to take better decisions. The uncertainty of a situation creates a fear because we don't know what will happen. Self-doubt is very common. All of these are an expression of our hesitation and fear. Uncertainty creates fear within us, and there is self-doubt. When we don't trust ourselves and don't think that it will lead to the desired outcome, there is a lack of confidence as well. All of this stops us from doing the things that we want to do. What will we do in our lives when we don't have fear? First, we have to figure out the psychology of that fear. What is the effect of that fear on the various aspects of our lives? The author talks about the journey and the hesitations of successful people and great thinkers. In literature, Hamlet, Catcher in the Rye etc. tells us about the impact of hesitation in human lives in different situations. There is a perfect story which explains the role of hesitation. Two men land on the moon for the first time and made history. Their shuttle had landed. Now they have to get down. There are two men in that space shuttle. The first man to get out of the spaceship and set his footprints on the moon would be lauded by everyone. We all know that it was Neil Armstrong. Actually, when the shuttle landed, the first command was not for Neil Armstrong. Edwin Aldrin received the first command, because he was the one who led the mission. But he won't get down. His hesitation stops him even as Neil Armstrong gets down without hesitation on receiving the second command. Those few seconds made a difference in history. Many of us don't know about Aldrin. But what stopped him? His hesitation for a few minutes. He would have wanted to savor the moment and get down. But in that few minutes gap, Neil Armstrong made history. We have that hesitation with regard to relationships, career, etc. The author talks about geopolitics. Our leader might be in an important position in this world. They might have the power to take decisions. We might be working for them and might be their advisor or supporter. Though we know what the right decision is, we might hesitate to tell our leader. This hesitation causes changes in the world itself. The author talks about John F. Kennedy, the delay in our independence, the hesitation regarding that, the starting point of all this. Many people would have hesitated to unite and fight against the British. Gradually it transformed into action and independence happened. It transformed into a rebellion and then we got the independence. We would have hesitated and feared to start off something. We would have been patient for a long time. All of this has been told to us. The author had talked about marriage. Many parents hesitate to talk about sex education to their children. The children might take wrong decisions because of this. Or their understanding of sex might be wrong. They might go through many things in their life because of this. But all of this could have been prevented if the parents didn't hesitate. If the parents had openly discussed about this, it would have helped the child to make an informed decision. The author talks about all this. We lose a lot of things in life because of hesitation. Hesitating is a coping mechanism. It helps us to take a pause and have a better vision and better clarity. But when we hesitate more, we won't be able to do the things that we wanted to do. Or we won't be able to do it on time. The repercussions will be more for that. This book, Thayaguvadhu Yen, is completely about hesitation. I will read what he has written in Tamil. Then you can buy and read this book by clicking the link in the description. If we are asked about the first man to land on the moon, our answer would be Neil Armstrong. But the man who was supposed to first land on the moon was Edwin C. Aldrin. He was the first pilot of the Apollo space station. He had worked in the American Air Force. He had great knowledge of space. So, he became the first pilot. Neil Armstrong worked in the shipping force. He had the strength to face any obstacle. So, he was chosen for this mission. He was chosen as the co-pilot. When the Apollo landed on the moon, the first pilot was ordered to get down. But Aldrin hesitated. Man was going to set foot on the moon for the first time. He wondered how that would feel and hesitated for a few seconds. By then, the second command came from NASA. Co-pilot Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon the minute he received the command. History was changed because of a slight hesitation. Though Aldrin was highly skilled and qualified, his hesitation meant that no one was bothered about the second man. There might be many reasons for not doing something though you want to do it. But if you don't want hesitation to be the reason, what would a person do if he or she has no hesitation? To find the answers, one has to know about hesitation and the root cause of hesitation and to eradicate it to progress in life.